Hi, you guys. All right, let's get her done. Hey, world, welcome back and welcome to the Recovered Files with your one and only host, Mackenzie Taylor. Look, you already know what it is. If you are listening, if you are tuning in right now, if you are watching on the YouTube platform, big shout out to you. Thank you all so much for your support. And I cannot wait to catch you over on the next episode of the Recovered Files. Listen, I have all of this energy today because I am feeling good. But even ironically enough, the topic that we're getting into, I don't actually know if it requires this much energy. Now, I'm not here looking to be a Debbie Downer or anything, but today we are absolutely about to get real. But before we do just that, this is file 19, just to let you know, which means that the next episode will be the last episode of season 2. And I am just so grateful. It's a lot of emotions. Of course, I plan to save that for the next file, but I will not get all into it. But I just kind of want to give you a heads up. I don't just want to like throw it on you and you're like, oh my gosh, shut up. No way. But it's getting to that point. And as we're getting towards the end and rounding out this season, it got me thinking about okay, well, if I'm not only just rounding out this season of the Recovered Files, it's also at that time of the year as well where the season and the year is rounding out. We're about to go into a whole new year, 2026. Hello. And with that being said, I really had to really take a moment and say, wow, well, it's definitely around that time to start reflecting on 2025. And this is where I have to be completely honest, you all. 2025 was not my year. It was not the year that I claimed it to be on New Year's Eve of 2024. Okay. And I know sometimes we can always have that energy, which is good to have. Oh, this is going to be my year. I am going to tackle it. But I just have to be completely honest. 2025 was a lot. And I feel as far as in my 20s, it's definitely been one of the most challenging years I've had to face as of yet. This year of 2025 has brought a lot of storms, a lot of opposition. It has brought a lot of doubt. Not so much in myself, but kind of in the world around me. And it's definitely tested my faith. It's definitely tested my character of, okay, well, you got lemons. It's real sour around here, actually. So, you gonna put up that lemonade stand or what are we doing? And I mean, mm, mm, just reflecting and all the memories are like flashing through my head of the year of like all the things that I did set out to either accomplish or get done or prove to myself or work on things that just fell by the wayside. And it is a battling thought in my head of was I prepared enough? Was that just not meant to happen? Did I not earn it? Or is it really my fault? Is it my doing? Or it's because of external factors where things just kind of weren't going to be made possible regardless of how much work and how much effort you put in. And I believe that to whoever is watching this as well too, whether it be your 2025, whether it's a year that you've had in the past that has been really tough where you really thought I don't even know how I got to the end of it, or I'm still trying to see myself through it. It's not even of I'm out of it completely yet. Today's topic is going to talk about exactly that. Now listen, I'm kind of I'm still workshopping and thinking in my head because this file today, usually as I have talked about in the past, I have had files where I'm like, no, this is the topic, this is what I want to build it around. Whereas today is a little bit different, where I just have these feelings that I want to express and put out into community, because maybe it isn't as isolating as I think it is, and workshop a title around the feelings instead of the opposite, right? So today's file is file 19, and it is called Fail Like a Winner. All right. This was also going to be called I Want My Look Back. This file was also going to be called Rematch. Like, I Want My Rematch. It was also going to be called What Do You Do When You Feel Like a Loser? But somehow those didn't really have like they didn't really ring a bell as true as I feel like Fail Like a Winner does, because listen, failure happens, so let's just go get into it, right? So I still want to talk about all of these different titles that I've tried to workshop around, but I also want to use it as bullet points of what the thought process is when you are experiencing all of these feelings. So, fail like a winner. Like I said, 2025 has not been my best year, but it would be extremely ungrateful of me to say that it was a total loss, because there have been rainbows and glimmers of sunshine throughout this whole hot mess of a year, essentially. There have been those little in between times that have given me the extra strength to keep going, that has put more faith in not just myself, but either the community around me, or look at other people and look at how their example of living life or approaching the feelings of it that have inspired me to take another step forward. And so when you are in the game of life, like we talked about that right earlier with student of the game, sometimes you are put into situations where the game is rigged, simply put as that. And despite your efforts, despite your calculations and all the work that you have done to ensure your success, sometimes it just doesn't happen at the time that you want it to happen. Sucks, right? Yeah. Um, but once you kind of get to the end of the year, which we are now, and you do start to reflect, and you're like, dang, I feel like I took a lot more losses than I took some wins. This year was a fail. And sometimes that is the hardest pill to swallow, or even say to yourself out loud, because once you materialize it, it actually means that it can be true. And that's me putting my pride and my shame aside to be like, you know what, this year wasn't a good year for me. I do feel like I not have wasted the year, but it does feel like a failure. And the only reason why I feel like I have been able to still come on here with good energy, crack laughs, crack jokes, even find happiness and joy and still bear those fruits, is because I would consider myself to fail like a winner. And even when I'm thinking about all the things that went wrong, I'm like, well, even with that within itself, Mackenzie, I think you can give yourself a pat on the back for that, for failing like a winner. Like, you're not hands up in the corner giving up on it entirely as well too. When I talk about one of the highlights and one of the great things that came out of this whole crazy thing of the year has been the recovered files with season 2. Just me diving back into this creativity of my outlet, making all of my videos and publishing on platforms, and seeing the growth from file 1 all the way up to file 20, and just seeing how I have been able to see all of it through me showing up. Yes, you see me showing up in the camera, but it takes so much to show up in my journal, to show up mentally and emotionally, and to give my all, and not kind of like halfway it. You get what I'm saying? But put my all into it. And even with that just being a small win, I'm like, that it can't count as a total failure. I know that I have set this foundation because season 3 is coming. But you know what I'm saying? Like I'm continuing to push forward. I'm continuing to see the further vision, and it's because that even though I know I may not have struck the lottery with this year of 2025, the blessing in that is that 2026 is around the corner. I still have breath in my body. I still have an opportunity to go after it. And guess what? I'm still going to bring that New Year's Eve energy of like 2026 is going to be my year. Let's hope. Let's hope. But it will. But it will. And I'm still going to bring that energy, and I'm not going to be put off in a corner somewhere and totally giving up and just saying, like, oh, this was a bust. I knew I shouldn't have put myself out there. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. And I want to put that message out to whoever is listening as well too. It does not, you can fail a season, you can fail a game, you can fail at something and still be a winner. It's about your attitude. I heard something on the radio. I don't want to misquote it, but it was something like, um, it was something along the lines of like, uh, losers, uh, dang. Give me a second. It was something like quitters don't win and winners don't quit. That's what it was. That was what it was. This man had like won tickets to Jingle Ball. Okay, shout out iHeartRadio, and that's he dropped a gem. And I was driving, and I was like, you know what? He really does have a point. Quitters don't win, and winners don't quit. And so even when you do fail, you fail like a winner of like, you know what? Good game. You got me on that one. But you know what? I want my lick back. Okay, and that's where I want to transition it into this next part of this file of, yeah, I hope when you do experience a failure, it doesn't just keep you down, but it makes you get back up and also have that fire and that energy of like, okay, dang, you wasn't supposed to whoop me like that. I was supposed to put up some type of a fight. I wasn't supposed to make it that easy. I want my lick back. I want my lick back. And so now I'm game planning on how exactly I can do that. I do feel that is also the energy of a winner as well too, because sometimes winning is not just about the medals, the accolades, the achievements, but it's also about a spirit and a character that you have. If you feel like you are bound to win even when you lose, how that to me that's how you become an undefeated champion. Hello. Hello. I'm throwing out some sports words, so I hope this inspires a new audience. But no, seriously. Literally, I want my lick back, and best believe that the energy that I am bringing and I am putting forward towards 2026, even when I am thinking about what's next for my podcast, what's next for me in my life and my career, what are the next steps of where I see myself and the visions that I have for my life. Just because life is hard, just because things have knocked me down or pushed me back a step, it will never deter me from dreaming big. It will never deter me from telling myself in somehow, some way, you don't deserve that, because it's not easy to obtain. Why would you ever, are you listening to me? Why would you ever tell yourself or convince yourself that you don't deserve something just because it is not easy to obtain? That's ridiculous. And if you have those chattering thoughts in your head, I'm glad I could be an outside voice to let you hear how ridiculous that sounds. If you have a certain aspiration for where you see yourself and the things that you want to achieve in no matter area of your life, just because it is not easy to obtain, just because you did not get it in the aspect of your control and the way that you wanted it and the way that you saw it, does not mean that you're not deserving of it, and does not mean that you are not able to accomplish it. There's just going to be a different way to get there, and you never know how that's going to challenge you in that winner aspect as well too. Okay, well, do you need to get your courage up? Okay, well, do you need to get your creativity up? Do you need to get your work ethic up? What are these things that are going to challenge you in the best way that is still going to benefit you down the line? So when you do get to that place of achievement, you're not just faking it. I get the saying fake it till you make it, but I don't think that's productive and I don't think it's helpful as well too. I think even within this topic today, feeling like a winner, being vulnerable, sharing my shame, sharing my doubt of like, regardless of what it looks like, in my perspective, this year was a bust. This year was a bust, and I definitely did not win. I am not taking home any trophies, not even a participation one. But that's okay because come 2026, not only am I planting seeds so I can bear that fruit in that season, but I'm coming with a whole different mindset and a whole different energy of it's bound to be mine. It's just a matter of time. That's the energy that I want. So when I do win, I want winner energy. I don't want to just be pretending that I feel like a winner. So when I actually achieve my win, I still feel like a loser. What's the point of that? What's the point of that? And actually, I didn't even plan for that to be a point. So I don't even know if I want to go exactly into that territory. But faking it until you make it, I don't know. I may save that into season 3 because it's no business when people get into the habit of pretending that you can finally get into a winning season. You can finally be a winner and still feel like a loser. And that's not what we're working towards. Hello. So after you have that energy of like, I want my lick back, and that's fine, and you start game planning that way, it's okay for you to show back up and say, all right, well, I took some time off. Now I'm back. Let's set a date for that rematch. Yeah. Let's go at it again. And that's exactly how I am approaching going into 2026. I want a rematch. This year has been this year. And although I am hopeful, okay, I am not taking that away. I do believe that 2025 has to be what it is 2025. I am not about to be a month out trying to change 11 to 10 months of failure into a win in 1 month. That's not even fair on me because that puts so much pressure of you're trying to take 11 months of time and do so much that'll overpower all the losses you took with wins and within a month. That's not fair. No, I can put my hands up and I can say, hey, you 2025, you got that one. You won. But that's okay. 2026, we can put a time, we can put a date on it. I want my rematch. I want my rematch. I've been listening, I've been paying attention to the things that I have fallen short of, the things that have not gone my way. When things did fall through, I've been paying attention. I've been listening. I've not just been crying and pouting in a corner and just giving up and throwing my hands like things didn't go my way. I've been paying attention and I've been game planning. I've been thinking about how I want my lick back. Let's set the date. I want my rematch. And the same way that I'm bringing that energy is the same way I hope that you can bring that energy into your life wherever it needs to be. We don't have to necessarily be talking about the same thing to be going through the same thing. If you know, you know. So when you have your rematch, right? I'm excited for you. I'm excited for me because the possibilities of what could happen. And hello, sometimes when you do a rematch, sometimes you still lose. And that's just what it is. I'm not really going to bring up that energy because, like I said, we want to fail like a winner. So having that winner's energy is just knowing going into the rematch, I have a good headspace. I have a good head on my shoulders where, yes, there's a possibility that I could lose, but I'm not going to focus my energy and my time into me losing. The rematch is because this is a new game. This is a new set of refs. This is a new date and time. I'm showing up as a different player than I showed up last time. So I'm not going to be comparing my outcomes of the rematch to a failure that I did before. There's no advantage in that. So when we talk about what does our rematch look like, think about all the energy that you have to put inside of that as well too. I'm excited for 2026, and if I have to put this out there into the world, 2026, I'm coming for you. So I hope you have your best shoes on, because I'm coming to take what's mine. I'm coming to stand in my light, stand in my voice, stand in my truth more than ever before. And if you thought that you got the best of me, hello, this is what I look like when you got the best of me, then I'm going to look really good when I'm winning. I love it. I love it. I love it. You know how I do. As I usually get to the end of the season anyway, I do start to bring in topics and feelings from earlier files, and it's just coming in my head of like, yeah, I have that sorry not sorry energy. 2026, I'm bearing the fruits of the seeds that I planted. I'm going to save all that for next episode. Anyways, so what does your fail like a winner look like? If it hasn't been this year, if you're open to sharing, what year was it? Like, what year did you really think I'm gonna pull a Britney? Anyways, I would love to hear about it. So drop some love in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And also, you can follow the conversation afterwards on the Instagram at the Recovered Files. And I can't wait to catch y'all over on the next one. All right, I love y'all. Peace. All right. It's always echoey in that sense. Hey, world.